These two are pooped. We went for a walk, a longer walk than usual, but it was still hot out there. It was like 90 degrees. I was sweating when we got back. They were both panting. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here and just share an experience I had, actually. And I want to first mention that I was watching a channel called Appalachia's Homestead, and her name is Patara, Patara. Hello, Feely. And anyway, she's got a great channel. I'm going to link her channel in the description. Once this uploads, I'll edit it and go in because I'm recording this on my phone. Oh, actually, yeah, I'm going to have to do it after because I already copied it on my computer, but I'll go ahead and edit it and add her link to her channel. I'm subscribed to her channel. She's fantastic. Anyway, she was talking about going to Walmart and how, like, because crazy stuff happens at Walmart, and how she went there recently and it was like in and out. I don't remember the name of the video, but she was like talking about how she was in and out as soon as possible, and she was talking about situational awareness and all this stuff. And anyway, I went to Walmart yesterday. I don't shop there as much anymore, but I did go there yesterday, and I was thinking about her video, and I'm thinking, I've always had good experiences at Walmart, unlike a lot of people. But so ironically, I'm heading back in this one section of the store, like past the pharmacy, toward, like, this shampoos and all that section. And I had my cart and I wasn't moving, but a man who was probably in his 60s somewhere with a cane in his cart, excuse me, he was passing me, and there was plenty of room for him to go around me. He knocked into my cart, not just once, but twice. And the first time he got a free pass. The second time, I'm like, where is your mind that you're not aware that you literally, like, crashed? And it was enough. It made a sound. It moved my cart. That's how the force was. And the second time, I'm like, I just said, you're excused. And so he looked at me and he said, what? And I said, you're excused. And he goes, what are you talking about? And I said, you knocked into my cart twice. And I said, and I'm excusing you. Because he didn't have the wherewithal to acknowledge at all that he had done this. So then he got really aggressive. He went from like 1 to 10, and he called me an UMFer. And I just stayed calm, and I said, and he looked like he was going to attack me. I'm not joking, but I stood my ground and I said very calmly, you don't have to get so hostile. And that took him by surprise. I think he thought I was going to get aggressive, and I wasn't. I was just trying to point out how rude he was. But in any event, he calls me that. I say to him, you don't have to be so hostile. And, you don't have to be so hostile. And then he goes, he got thrown off, and then he goes, excuse me? And then I almost said, I knew you had it in you, but I didn't. And he goes, then he said it, he realized he said, excuse me. And he laughed at himself, and he turned around and continued on. And then he was going in the same direction as me, and so I was right behind him. I wasn't like tailgating him, but he was walking so slow, and he kept turning his head from side to side because he was eyeballing me with his peripheral vision, worried that I was going to do something, and I wasn't. He was just on the same path as where I was going. And so I just took a deep breath because it was a little, a little bit scary. I didn't know if he was going to attack me. I mean, I wouldn't have, I would have fought back, obviously. I would have called for help probably, but I would have, I'm no wimp. So, I mean, I'm glad it didn't go that way. I felt protected, honestly. And I think I was, because he was, like I said, he went from 1 to 10. And I just quietly followed behind him, and I was not putting out any negative vibes toward him, and he just kept looking and looking side to side, every aisle we went. Finally, he got to where I wanted to go, and I made a right, and he kept going. So I did my shopping and in that section, and then I carried on to the next section, and he was heading back toward me, and I was like, you know what, I turned right to go to a different section of the store, down a bigger aisle, and I was like, you know what, I'm not even going to look back to see if he's following me, because I'm not worried. And I just had my faith, and I had my trust, and I have to say it did shake me up a little bit, but at the same time, I felt that I stood my ground, and it's just where people are today. I don't understand it. It's people don't like to be held accountable. Not all people, but come on. If you knock into someone's cart, you tell me you don't know, you're not aware that he didn't look like he was on any medication. Like, he seemed coherent. I mean, if he looked like he was on something, I probably wouldn't have said anything, but he looked fine, Anyway, that was my first experience with Walmart, being like Looney Tunes, I'm going to link Patara's channel in the description. Thank you for stopping by, and God bless everybody, and try to keep yourself in a peaceful state. And in spite of what you may face in your life, you try and keep yourself in a peaceful state. I think it always helps with people like the man I dealt with at Walmart yesterday. All right, God bless everybody.